I got family. I got willing to risk their lives and freedom to die by me and mine. You hear me? Why don't play with me, man? So far up your ass, you'll floss your teeth with my shoelaces, nigga. Play with me, bro. Don't play with me, bro. Don't play with mine, bro. Don't play with me.
Wallow would cry. You and Wallow would cry. Oh, my son got killed. Oh, you would cry. Now you talking about snitching. You goddamn right I'm a law-abiding citizen.
When you come for a man's child, you better be ready to deal with the consequences. Charleston White pushed too far when he targeted T.I.'s son, King Harris. What started as petty online drama quickly morphed into something far darker. This wasn't about jokes or internet clout anymore. This was about family, and T.I. wasn't having it. Charleston White's recent outburst was one of his most vicious yet. His comments toward King Harris weren't just insulting, they were threatening. He even referenced the tragic Trayvon Martin case to make his point, triggering instant backlash. The internet erupted, with many calling out White's language as reckless, offensive, and dangerous. T.I., always known for his calm demeanor in public feuds, finally snapped. His response was raw, emotional, and unapologetically protective. But this wasn't new behavior for Charleston White. His history tells the story of a man who thrives off chaos.
Had to say about my son, what some grown man had to say about my son, man. Cause somebody please just pull me up to speed, man. Just pull me up to speed. How some grown man had some shit to say about my son. Just pull me up to speed on that, man. Just pull me up to speed on that, man. What sucker ass grown as wasted his whole life doing absolutely nothing. Got something to say about my son at the beginning of his adult life.
Raised in Fort Worth, Texas, White's early life was marked by tragedy and crime. At just 14 years old, he participated in a robbery that left a man dead, leading to 7 years in juvenile detention. He lost an eye in a childhood accident, was raised without a father, and spent much of his youth feeling unwanted and angry. His rise to internet fame wasn't based on talent or meaningful change. It was built on shock value, hate, and controversy. That foundation is starting to crumble. In 2024, White was arrested for animal cruelty after pepper spraying a cat. In 2025, he was arrested again on aggravated assault charges and held without bond. Each arrest added another crack to his already damaged reputation. He's not the fearless truth-teller he tries to present. He's a man unraveling.
Mom and dad raised a yellow. Yeah, that nigga T.I. son say.
Family. I got who willing to risk their lives and freedom to die by me and mine. You hear me? Why don't play with me, man? Don't play with my child.
The public is watching a meltdown in real time. Still, even with all that chaos in his life, White turned his attention to a 20-year-old who's simply trying to make his own way. Reports suggest the root of White's hatred toward King Harris is jealousy. King has the charisma, family support, and public presence that White never had. While White claims to mentor troubled youth, his actual behavior tells a different story. Time and again, he targets successful young black men from stable families. King Harris is everything Charleston White isn't, loved, grounded, and growing. And White can't stand it. King didn't sit quietly either. When White insulted him, King fired back with calm but powerful words, labeling White a snitch and a coward.
Boy, who did what? Who, man? We was about to whoop when you come back down here from telling. Yo, I can see you had a soft upbringing.
His response struck a nerve, not because it was loud or disrespectful, but because it was composed. That maturity only made White angrier. And when he felt his control slipping, he didn't pull back, he made it worse. His threats escalated, and what he said next shocked even those who followed him for the drama. White invoked George Zimmerman and made disturbing threats that sounded less like internet talk and more like genuine malice. It was no longer a joke, and T.I. knew it.
Yeah, and he going to jail again. He ain't grew up tough like his daddy.
When a father hears someone threaten his child in that way, something flips. T.I. didn't respond like a celebrity. He responded like a dad. The message was simple: don't ever play with my child. The internet felt the weight of his words. But White wasn't done. He took things to another level by claiming he contacted the Atlanta police and district attorney to try and get King arrested. That move exposed his entire game. For a man who says he fights for the youth, trying to lock up a teenager for clout was the ultimate betrayal.
This nigga called the laws, and they came. He over there. Don't play with mine. I ain't finna say no name. I don't play police game. If I go to jail, it's gonna be for something. It's gonna be for something. I don't play no police game, man. I don't play no police game. I don't play no.
Through a line in the sand, he let the world know that his patience had limits. The protective instincts kicked in. After all, he had spent his entire life trying to give his kids what he didn't have, a strong father figure and a safe home. And now a grown man with nothing to lose was threatening all of that. There was a moment when it looked like things might calm down. T.I. and Charleston had a phone conversation, presumably to settle their differences. But instead of reconciliation, White used it to create more content. He then issued a bizarre celebrity boxing challenge, asking for Steve Harvey to referee and for T.I. to wear an eye patch. That wasn't just tone-deaf, it was delusional. T.I. wasn't interested in theatrics. This was about protecting his child, not scoring pay-per-view numbers. Adding to the absurdity, White tried to label T.I. a snitch because of a Crime Stoppers ad he did back in 2007. That accusation would have meant something, if it didn't come from a man who has testified against his own co-defendants and bragged about cooperating with law enforcement. White attacking T.I. for the very things he's guilty of showed just how far he'd fallen into hypocrisy.
T.I. and Charleston White are back in the news. It seems like they're setting up a boxing match between each other. Because T.I. didn't like what Charleston White had to say about his son, King.
Everybody know, homie. That man say he a 7-time convicted felon in one song. 7 convicted felons. I would just say 7.
The internet saw through it all. T.I., true to form, addressed White with elegance. Instead of yelling or threatening, he dropped a track in November 2022 that many believe was aimed squarely at Charleston. It was a measured, mature takedown. No personal jabs, just pure lyricism. And what did White do? He begged to be on the remix. That told everyone exactly what this was about. Attention. It didn't matter if it was positive or negative, as long as he stayed in the spotlight. But this pattern goes beyond just one incident. Every time King Harris faces a personal challenge or headlines start swirling, White shows up. He waits for weakness, strikes with cruelty, then plays the victim. It's a cycle of manipulation, one rooted in decades of personal pain and bitterness. Charleston White never learned how to earn admiration. So instead, he settled for hate as long as someone noticed him. King Harris has something White will never reclaim, his future. And T.I. knows that. That's why he's not letting this go.
Man who ain't got shit going on, ain't got no real talent, can't do nothing but kick up dust and wait on that shit to fall down so they get dirty and some clout get to them. I know that's how niggas get paid.
He understands what's at stake. This isn't about internet drama anymore. It's about drawing the line for good. Please, what do you think about this? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.